Hello, everyone. Um, Today I'd like to talk about the legendary 45 ACP round. Now, anyone who's been into guns for a while will know that the 45 back in the 70s and 80s and before, everyone was saying that the best stopper in a handgun caliber was the 45 ACP, and they were talking about the round nose bullet, a 230 grain round nose bullet. Now, how accurate is that? Well, the 45 was used in World War I and World War II with pretty good success. And they later on, I'm not quite sure when it came out, but there was a theory about handgun stopping power that came out called the Hatcher theory of momentum. And it was just that, a theory. And they put the 45 ACP at the top of the chain as far as stopping capabilities go. Um, Probably the most influential in that was a man by the name of Jeff Cooper, the late Jeff Cooper. He ran the Gunsight Ranch in Arizona, and where he taught pure combat pistol shooting. He went so far as to say anything under a 45, 44, 45 Colt was considered a minor caliber. And basically, he was just a huge advocate of the 45. Uh, he quoted a statistic where he said the 45 ACP was a one-shot stopper 19 times out of 20. No one is really sure where that statistic came from, but Jeff Cooper himself admitted that most of his shooting data was from old war stories. He had been a colonel, and a lot of stories out of World War I and World War II. Now, how accurate is that today? And have things changed? Well, since World War I and World War II, yes, things have changed. You must realize that a lot of the shooting data from the 45, a lot of the people shot were very young soldiers, young Germans, probably barely old enough to shave, and a lot of Oriental males who were basically half starved, and these bullets were pretty effective against them. But as time changed, today we have all these people that have these weird psychotropic drugs going through the system, a lot of illegal drugs and things, and a lot of ex-convicts who've been working out of weights the whole time they've been in prison. They come out and bad guys are a lot tougher than they used to be. Well, when the first studies were done on actual shootings, tapping into actual shootings, it was discovered that the old 90% one-shot stop with 45 just didn't apply. And the most efficient study, which was done by a man by the name of Evan Marshall, a Detroit police officer, found that the 45 ACP in the round nose bullet was about 63% effective with one-shot stops. Now, for a handgun, that's not bad, but it is certainly not the 19 times out of 20 or the 90% one-shot stop ratio that we heard about. The other thing about 45 also is that 45 round nose really doesn't do that well on vehicles. As far as going through, the 9mm 357 do far better than the 45 as far as going through vehicles to reach your target. The 45 also has a tendency to ricochet like all round nose bullets do. Plus, 7 out of 10 times the 45 ACP round nose will fully exit a person's body and therefore could injure someone behind the target. Um, Now, where does that leave the 45 ACP with personal defense? Well, if you choose a 45 for personal defense, you've chosen a good round, a good caliber for personal defense. You still can't replace good shooting and good skill and good practice and good tactics just because it's the 45. It's not the death ray they try to make it look like. It is far more effective in hollow point form, although I should be pointing out too that as far as vehicles go, in tests, no hollow point 45s make it through the car. even in fired in SMG, they just don't go through into a car, but they are a better choice for self-defense. Now, if I lived in a place where hollow point bullets were not allowed, for instance, Canada or Ireland or the state of New Jersey, I understand there's a lot of civilians that have hollow points, then my choice would be the 45 ACP, Reynolds 45 ACP, because it's the best choice of that. But I say it's a good choice for personal defense. Now, what is the best handgun man-stopper? Of all standard rounds at this point in time, the one that is the leader in stopping capability is the 125 grain 357 Magnum jacketed hollow point, particularly the one made by Federal. It was called the Federal Classic. They actually found that that was 93.3% one-shot stops with that round, and a very effective round. But as I said, if you're a 45 fan, that's fine. Good choice for personal defense. And I certainly wouldn't feel under a gun with a 45. But like I say, you can't expect the round to do all the work for you, and that's true of any caliber, any gun. Okay, but the 45 is a good choice. Just get a good, reliable one. And I just found out something too, which is interesting, because I think you know what a fan I am of the M&P Shield. Well, the M&P Shield has just come out in 45. Now, this is not a 45. This is the 40 caliber one, but they've just made one chambered for the 45. It holds 6 in 1 and comes with an extended magazine, which is 7 in 1. So I'm going to be buying one of those. Not so much because I'm a fan of 45, but because I'm a fan of the Shield. So I'll have a 9, a 40, and a 45. And when I get that, I'm going to be doing a review on it. I'm going to take it on the range, and we're going to do an actual range shooting video on it too. So anyway, that's my take on the 45. And like I say again, do your own research and all that. And if you're among those people who thinks that the 45 round was crafted by God Himself, well, you're just going to have to deal with it, because in the real world, it just doesn't meet up to the legend with it. But as I said, it's a good choice for personal defense. So anyway, that's all for today, and wanted to just touch base again. And I can't wait for the Shield to be released. It's supposed to be released this month, and I'm going to be buying one. So everyone have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.